The only reason why I'm making this video right now is because I already got kicked out of the entire war room after 1 full year. So I'm gonna show you the exact experience I had inside the war room after literally 1 year, bro. And then also I'll reveal to you the reason, like the exact reason why I got banned from the war room, or just kicked out, not banned, but kicked out. And no, this is not gonna be a biased video. I'm not gonna put like any freaking affiliate link in the description, even though if I do that, like I'll be making good money from it. I just don't want this video to be like me making it just because of like wanting to make money from the war room as an affiliate. I'm literally keeping this entire thing fully honest, and I'll be giving you my exact opinion that's unbiased, okay? Okay, so the first thing, I actually joined the war room back in March 2022. And listen, like back then, it was actually a bit easier to join. Like nowadays, I'm hearing people, when they go and talk to the chat person is like trying to like disqualify them or trying to tell them that you don't fit inside the war room and stuff like that. No, like for me, when I joined, all I did was just basically this. So I went to the Telegram chat, I went to the guy, the support, and I was just like, hello, mister, may I please join the war room? Please, mister, can I join the war room? And he was like, okay, pay. So I paid, and that's it. I was in. Like, I didn't have to do anything else. But what's funny is I remember back then, I was actually kind of panicking. Because when I first joined, I was like, okay, so what do I do now? It took them a whole freaking day to finally, like, put me inside the chats and the groups. So the whole time I'm, like, contacting the guy. I was like, sir, this is no scam, right? Obviously, I wasn't talking like that, but you know what I mean? So eventually, they actually added me into the group chats after a whole day. And I'm like, bro, I was so excited in the beginning. But when I first joined, I was just... I was like, okay, guys, where's the action? Where's the videos? Where's the knowledge? Where's everything? So that was me on day one. I was actually kind of like freaking underwhelmed, right? But listen, bro. I'm actually like not an Andrew Tate hater at all. Like I'm actually a big fan of Andrew Tate. Like if freaking Andrew Tate came to like ask for my daughter's hand for marriage, obviously I'd be like, okay, are you praying good? Do you follow the sunnah of a prophet and all that stuff? But eventually I'd be like, okay, if he says yes to that, I'd actually give him my daughter. Like, it's fine. But, bro, like, when I first joined the war room, I was actually pretty underwhelmed. I was like, what is this? So, obviously, I can't show you everything in the war room because, like, you do have to sign, like, an NDA or an agreement form that basically says if you reveal anything in the war room, like, you are liable to be sued for, like, $1 million or something like that. But, like, as you know, the war room is just basically just a bunch of Telegram chats. So, there's, like, a chat for, like, business or, like, a chat for girls, or like a chat for money, a chat for freelance, a chat for fitness and all that stuff. But the very first thing they made you do is that they told you have to be watching this movie. Now, I can't really reveal which movie it is, but I freaking hate movies. I don't like watching movies at all, especially if I'm gonna watch them by myself. Like, I hate freaking sitting through watching movies. It's such a depressing thing to do. But anyway, like, I forced myself to watch this whole movie, and it's funny because the movie has like 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. But like after watching it, they were like, okay, now you need to be meeting with the other G's in the war room, like having like a real life meeting with them. Because what they tell you is that the Telegram chats, they're basically like the tip of the iceberg. Like you won't really experience the most benefit of the war room just through sitting through the chats. Like you won't benefit only from that. What you need to be doing is like meeting up with other G's, as they say, other G's, and then that is where the real magic begins. Because through networking, then you'll actually be benefiting from the people. So here's what happened. I went to my first meeting, like my first dinner. The one I went to was actually pretty small. It was just me and 3 other people, or actually no, 4 other people. But what's so funny is that when I first went, I parked the car, right? Like I paid for parking, but this guy comes out. The first G I meet, he comes out. He was a bit of an older man. Like he wasn't like a guy my age, but he was a bit older. He went and he was paying for the parking. And what's funny is that I paid and I finished, right? But then he goes and he pays, and it's like, I'm right next to him, like, hey, what's up, brother? I'm right next to him, he's paying, and then his card declines. And then he's like, okay, let me try another card. He pays, and then his card declines again. And then I'm like, the ad bill, it probably hit in my head. I'm like, brother, do you need any help with the payment? He's like, no, I got this. Like freaking after the 4th card, finally he pays for the parking. And that was my first impression on the entire war room. It was so funny. So then eventually we sat with the people. So I learned that one guy, he was actually making money from selling pictures of women. Apparently he was making pretty good money from that. That's the first thing I saw. The second guy, he was making money from like a software company. He was basically like their salesman. And then the third guy, he was looking for a sales job. He was begging, bro. He was like, I need a sales job. I don't have a sales job. My rent is due at this month and then this month and all that stuff. And then the fourth guy, which is the older guy, I was basically helping him out into like how to get more clients to his business and all that stuff. Like this Loom method of how to attract more clients and close more clients and everything. So I was helping and I was doing like proper stuff. I was giving value to people, right? So my first impression of the war room is just like, okay, so this guy's making money in the haram way. This guy is looking for a job. This guy, like, he needs value. I'm trying to give him value. And this guy who's like my age, who is like doing good for a sales company, or not a sales company, he was just doing good in terms of sales, high ticket sales for a software company. I'm like, this is pretty interesting. But then the second meeting I went to, which was like the bigger meeting, like it had actually a lot of people, I went to it. I met up with a lot of people, right? And that's when I was doing my Etsy. Like when I told them about my Etsy, like they were pretty shocked. They were like, bro, like you need to talk to us more about Etsy. Like how are you making this much money on Etsy and all this stuff? And then I told them, like, I basically almost like shared everything I know. But I was sitting there and I was thinking of like, to my left, there's this guy who's like so jacked, freaking on steroids, he even admitted to being on steroids, but he was making his money from OnlyFans, right? And then I looked to my right, and this other guy who was like, I'm like, how do you make your money, bro? Well, he asked me first. I was like, how do you make your money? He was like, I make my money from Reddit, where I get traffic from Reddit to my OnlyFans, and that's how I make my money. And then I'm like, okay, interesting. OnlyFans. I'm like, how do you make your money? He was like, oh, I have like a webcam. I'm like, interesting. How do you make your money? He's like, oh, I just basically sell digital products on TikTok. I'm like, finally, it's a freaking guy who makes his money not from OnlyFans. And then I look at this guy, I'm like, how do you freaking make your money? And then he was like, well, I don't. That's why I was asking you on Telegram, can you please help me with this, and that? He basically wanted some help on like the thing I talked about. Remember that video where I was like, you can make money from eBay. If you're completely fully broke, you can just sell stuff there. So that's what he wanted to know. And I'm like, bro, like I'm sitting in the meetings and this guy's making money from OnlyFans. This guy's making money from OnlyFans. Like, as you know, like I'm a Muslim, right? Like I don't want to be around people who are like, you could say pimps, or people who are like in sin, right? Like, I'm pretty sure if you're a Muslim, you would know what I mean. Like you don't want to be surrounded in that type of environment. That was kind of like my impression on the war room. Like, yeah, people are making money and stuff. Some of them are making money, and the way they're making money is just through OnlyFans. And then some of them, the way that they're making money is just, they're not making money, they're freaking broke, and they want to ask you for help. So that's what happened. So when I finished that meeting, I went back home, and then the next day, obviously, they would message you, and then they would be like, oh, we appreciate you coming, thank you for the help, and all that stuff. But then, it's like, I noticed, like, a few days after, they would keep asking you for help. And it's like, what I noticed, and I did complain about this inside the war room, and so they kind of got upset at me at this, right? They keep asking me for help. And I don't mind that. Like, I help a lot. Like, as you know, on YouTube, like, I'm literally sharing everything for free. Like, I'm not asking for any money. But it's like, I thought I joined something where I thought, like, I was going to be the dumbest person in the room. I didn't want to come and make it seem like I'm the smartest person in the room. Because as you know, like that's how you grow. If you're in a group where you're the dumbest, that means it's good. You're going to be growing. So when I went inside the war room, that was my expectation at least. But here I am, I'm like thinking, I'm like, this guy's asking me for help, and this guy's asking for help, and this guy's asking me for help. I liked it, but then I didn't like it at the same time. Because I'm like, I keep giving, but it's like I'm not receiving anything. You know what I mean? So I kind of hated that. So the war room now, it's like when you join it, you're going to be paying the $5,000, but you're not just going to be paying for that. They say that's only your admission ticket. You're only paying to get access to these people. You're not paying to be respected and all that stuff. What you're supposed to be doing is pay for more stuff. As soon as you join, they're asking you, it's like, you got to pay now for the 5 fundamental courses, which I think is like $3,000 with a discount or whatever. So $5,000 USD plus $3,000 discount. Now you have the 5 fundamental courses. Well, now you have to be meeting up with other Gs. So I told them, I'm like, but I already met with other Gs and I didn't find the value from it. Like I didn't find the most benefit from it. So then they would come and they would tell you, yeah, but you joined an unofficial meeting. Even though it was a big meeting, it was still an unofficial meeting. It's not a war room meeting. What you're supposed to be doing is join a war room meeting, like a war room official meeting. And how much does that cost? Well, minimum $1,000, $2,000. Some of them are like $10,000. So it's like, bro, like if I was Andrew Tate, I would be happy to be in the war room. I mean, bro, you're making money $5,000 admission ticket, then you're making money $3,000 courses, then you're making money like $1,000 for like freaking so many events that are happening throughout the year, which I'm sure are super beneficial because every person I talk to, like, it is beneficial. But it's like, how much do I have to pay until I finally get the results? That's the idea. How much do I have to pay until I finally get the value? So that's what I struggled with. Like the people I met in the war room, like they weren't like the best of people that I could have had advantage from. But when they met me, and they met the value that I had, I'm pretty sure they benefited. So to them, it's like the war room experience was amazing. But to me, who didn't freaking get any value from it, it's like, what about me, bro? So this is how I felt about the war room. Like, I like Andrew, I like the people that were in it, but it's just, I guess in Canada, like the people that I met were not the best. And it's really funny because they say Canada has the worst people. So maybe it's because I was unlucky and all that stuff, so I was put in like this type of environment. But listen, you guys, if you're a Muslim, especially if you're a Muslim, and my dad actually warned me about this, you don't want to come and like put yourself in an environment where, yes, people are making money, but they're making money in a haram way, bro. Like, don't tell me dropshipping is haram. Like, if you're gonna tell me which one's worse, OnlyFans or dropshipping, like, bro, it's day and night, okay? When you're doing dropshipping, when you're doing e-commerce, you're selling things that people actually need. And especially if you're doing like a third-party fulfillment, Like, you own the product, it's okay. You're shipping things from your own factory. Like, you can't tell me that's haram. Because I know some people in the comments, they tell me it's haram. Like, bro, what do you mean that's haram? But it's like, you compare that to OnlyFans, for example. Yes, there is a lot of money from OnlyFans. Like, if I wanted to do OnlyFans, I would freaking do good on OnlyFans, just so you know. But it's like, how are you gonna freaking go and make money through the haram way, where Allah literally told you can't be doing stuff like that? Like, how are you gonna do that? Yeah, like, it's easy money, but it's like, how are you gonna do that, bro? Like, that's haram. So that's the environment that I saw myself in. And also, the next thing, also, when I was in that environment, even if you weren't making money from OnlyFans, like, I met a guy who was actually making money from like a food company, which was pretty good. But he wanted to know a lot about NC too, by the way, for some reason. But it's like, you're in an environment where people are constantly drinking. Like, when I was in that dinner, I was the only one that was not drinking. Like, people would be ordering drinks from here. I'm just sitting, I'm like, I'm not drinking. They're like, why are you not drinking? I'm a freaking Muslim. How am I gonna drink? I'm not gonna drink. So that's the thing. That's what I experienced in the war room. Now, if you're thinking of joining the war room and you're thinking that it's gonna be beneficial for you, bro, by all means, I'm gonna say it is gonna be beneficial. But if you're a Muslim and you have certain values that you cannot break, you have to understand that. So you can't go in the war room and then break those values. So I was thinking in my head, I'm like, bro, if there is a war room that is filled with Muslim people, can you imagine the benefit that would have on people? Like, you have people who are actually successful, and like, at the same time, they're networking with people of the same value. Like, that's so freaking valuable, bro. So I wanted to create something like that, but I still haven't done it. I need to learn how to do it first. Okay, give me some time. Also, another thing I didn't like about the war room is that I kind of felt that they were like talking to you as if you're a super beginner. So there was this one group chat, or this one group, where it's like, it's helping people who are 24 years old or under, which is me. They basically give you a certain set of things you're supposed to be doing every single day, and it's like, that's gonna help you like almost like upgrade. So one of the things that they used to help you do is just like, well, you gotta be doing 50 push-ups a day, you gotta be drinking 4 liters of water a day, you gotta be reading this many books of pages of whatever book a day. And it's like, okay, I understand that, but bro, like, that's so freaking basic. I go on Twitter and I would find those exact same threads, and they're telling you to do the exact same things that you're telling us here. Like, I paid $5,000 to freaking like learn this stuff that I could have learned from Twitter. Like, come on, man. Also, listen, if you're like a young person right now who's trying to learn, bro, like, my advice, yes, do push-ups, yes, drink some water and all that stuff, but bro, like, read some Quran. Like, read at least 10 pages of Quran a day. Do you know how much benefit that can have for you in your life? And like, actually go and learn a skill. Like, learn a freaking skill, bro. That's one thing also I liked about the war room, because they had like copywriting room. So there was actually a room for copywriting, and in there, like, they actually really did help in terms of copywriting. So if you were trying to learn copywriting, they truly made you like actually succeed at mastering the skill. So for that, like, I truly love that about the war room. But everything else in terms of like the culture and all that stuff, I feel like I could have taken the $5,000 USD and like put it into somewhere else that would have benefited me a lot more, to be honest. So this is what I'm trying to say in this video. Especially if you're a Muslim, you can't go and like put all your trust into a human being. That's what's happening basically, bro. Like, in the war room, you cannot criticize Andrew Tate. Listen, bro, I love Andrew Tate, especially now that he's a Muslim. Like, I respect everything he does, and like, and I can't go and talk about his sins and all that stuff, because he's a brother in Islam now, and that's beautiful. But at the same time, bro, like, you have to realize, like, these are just human beings. We cannot go and like actually worship these people. We can't go on everything they say, like, we actually go and implement it. Even if he's a millionaire and all that stuff, like, we can't hold these people at like such a high value. They're still human beings. They're still a slave in Allah's eyes, just like you are a slave in Allah's eyes. So you can't be holding them in like such high regards. But that's what was happening in the war room. And listen, I know for a fact, like, now in the war room, they're going to be talking about, like, this exact video, by the way, because they watch every video. They're going to be like, this guy talked about this, and this guy talked about that. I've got nothing bad to say about the war room. I just want to make it clear. You can't be worshipping human beings. Like, by worshipping, I don't mean like you're going to, like, freaking putting your head down on the guy because of the guy. You can't be holding these people in such high regards. That's the first thing. The second thing, the war room right now, it's almost like it's been polluted by people who are just beginners. People who have no money, people who are like spending their last dollars, and they're joining the war room expecting that it's going to be like the thing that saves them from poverty. Because that's what's happening right now. And they actually did discuss that in the war room. They said that the war room right now, if you don't upgrade, you're going to feel like it's a very lonely place. Like, they literally did say that. So you have to be upgrading. You have to like buy the 5 fundamental courses. You have to go to the meetings. You have to pay a lot of money. And then you have to pay even more money to get into like the other groups. That's what they're telling you to do. And that's what I don't like now. Like, you can't be just freaking having anyone come and join the war room. That's the second thing. But now the third thing is like, bro, like, my values did not align with the values of the people in the war room. The people in the war room, they wanted to make money however way it was possible. If it was OnlyFans, if it was putting a girl naked on the camera, they were okay with it. But for me, I'm not okay with that. So we cannot be doing stuff like that. We can't be accepting stuff like that. And I can't be putting myself in a culture like that. Because our Prophet, peace be upon him, like he does say, if you're hanging out with a certain type of people, then that's it, you're amongst them. So if I'm hanging out with people who are just filled with like OnlyFans businesses, I don't care how much freaking money they're making, bro. I'm part of that. And that's bad. I don't want that on myself. Like, what does that say about me, like, as a Muslim? Because I take that as like the first thing. And then also like the fourth thing is like, in the war room, there's this guy who's like the leader, who's not Andrew Tate, but I can't really name him, but he's basically like the leader, right? The guy with the beard. That guy, he has like a girl and then he basically preaches about having multiple girls and all that stuff. Okay, like in Islam, we do say you're allowed to have 4 wives, but there are rules around that. You can't just go and have like a second wife just like that. There's rules around it. You have to be taking care of her. You have to be providing her rights and the rights of the first one. But that guy, for him, it was like he just wanted to have more girls for pleasure. It was kind of like that type of thing. Just basically teaching people how to have more girls for pleasure. And then, bro, it's like, how are we going to become degenerates? Not only just listen to a leader that teaches those things, but then like also want these things for ourselves. Like, this is why you could say society is going to start declining, because it's like everyone just wants freaking like pleasure from each other. It's like, bro, like we're not freaking animals, you know? Like, we're not animals where only thing we were going to be thinking about is just how am I going to get pleasure from this person. Like, bro, it's such a dumb mentality. Like bro, like, even though like I was meeting like good people, like good actual millionaires people, like not meeting them, but even like at least through text, at the same time, like I don't want to be putting myself in a place where everyone else has these values that I don't want to attach to myself. Like, do you know what I mean? Bro, I know my whole freaking channel is supposed to be about dropshipping, making money and all that stuff, but this is so important. Now, let me tell you the reason why I actually got kicked out of the war room. So what happened is that you have to actually pay every single year. So you got to be paying $2,000, I think, $2,200 or whatever. Yeah, like $2,200 every single year to renew your membership of the war room. So what happened is that the war room admin, they came and asked me, they were like, hey, you're supposed to be paying your money so you can renew your membership in the war room. So I didn't do that. I'm like, I don't want to renew my membership. I think I'm pretty done with the war room. I don't want to continue it. So as a result, they were just like, okay, now you're out. Now I'm out of the war room. Now I'm making this video. That's why. So like, I didn't really do anything bad. Don't worry. Like, I'm not banned because I freaking did something bad. I know you guys are like, this guy always gets banned wherever he goes. But no, trust me, bro. Like, I don't do bad things. It's just circumstances, man. But yes, this is the war room. So like, would I join the war room once again if I had the chance? Well, I could have renewed, but I didn't renew. So would I join it? Me personally, no. But bro, like, the idea is beautiful. Like, having a network of high caliber men who are like strong, men who are like actually are good at making money, who are good in their discipline and all that stuff, is beautiful. Like, it's actually a very good idea. And the war room actually did kind of execute that. It's just at the same time, it had a lot of filth in it, in the sense that some stuff did not align with my Muslim values. And even though Andrew Tate is a Muslim right now, he just recently converted. So it's not like he's a Muslim now and then the entire culture of the war room is different, because he's not like the only one who's at the top. There's a bit more people at the top. So that's the only thing that I didn't like. And for me, that's actually a major thing that I didn't like. So inshallah, in the future, I'll let you guys know if I'm going to be making like a network of high caliber men who are good financially, good physically. And honestly, bro, like, that's what I think is going to make the entire world a lot better. But it's not just that. Religion, yes, has to be there. Your financials have to be very good, bro. Like, you need to be working hard. You need to be making money, especially through the halal sense. Like, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And supporting your whole family. Like, imagine if you're the guy that comes and supports the entire family. Like, that's what I want to be. And that's what I'm trying to become right now. And then also physically good. Like, you need to be physically strong. Like, bro, like, if you can't bench press your body weight, that's so sad. Or if you can't do like a few 50 push-ups all at the same time, like in a row, like, bro, like that's actually pretty sad. So you need to be strong physically too. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the war room did execute that. For me, they just didn't execute the religious value. And for me personally, I just hold that as a high regard, and that's it. But then anyway, I hope this video was so helpful. If you are thinking of joining the war room, then by all means, bro, it's up to you. Like, I don't know why you have to influence your decision. It's up to you, bro. It's up to you. But if you did enjoy this video, then let me know. If you have any more questions, by the way, then you can also let me know. But yo, if you want to see a video of me explaining a business model that I truly think is like one of the best business models right now in 2023, because right now is 2023, then just click on this video right here, because I literally talked about an entire course about Etsy, because Etsy, I think right now is so good if you get into it without getting banned. So if you watch that video, I'm pretty sure it's going to be helpful, because so far it's helped a lot of people. So take care.